Okay, my camera's dying, but I'm gonna do the meds. I brought some water in. I wanted to mention that we got brand new buckets this year, which is much more exciting than a normal person can even imagine. Are we working now? Okay. We have buckets, but they're pretty beat up. I had to spend some money to get free shipping on something, and so buckets it was, and I'm really excited about them. The antibiotic is really thick in cold temperatures, and they need kind of a large dose, so it takes a little time to get it in. And now I'm going to do the pain meds, which should go quicker. Okay, I took the cap off and the needle, which makes it difficult to give an injection. I was just hearing sheep sounds, and I forgot the rams are right outside this window. This is the ram pen. Okay, now I'm gonna do feed. I just remembered that we have this dietary supplement for baby lambs. I'm very susceptible to the marketing for these kinds of products. So I have them. I've probably spent a ton of money on this stuff. Who knows? So I might as well dose this little weak lamb if I can reach her. Where's your baby? Oh. Okay, so this is a drenching syringe. It's meant to go in the animal's mouth. And in this case, we're just going to do the back of the tongue. Oh, most of it's going straight out. So that is an excellent... All right, well, hopefully she got some. I don't know what to do. This year is not off to a good start. Hopefully we can get back on track. Okay. Here she is. There she is. I think I'll try again a little later with that same product for this lamb. See if I can get more downer. I have to go to an appointment today, so Chris is going to be home to cover around 9:30. So because of this difficult morning that I couldn't manage myself, Chris didn't get to get a shower, and he hasn't had anything to eat. And the cafeteria at his hospital doesn't open until a little later because we're in a rural community. It's a small hospital. That little baby, this baby who had the hardest birth ever is up and ready to go. Are you ready, baby? Yeah, he's ready. Okay, so yeah, it's 7:45. I have been in the barn since 4:15. But finally, I think everything is kind of set. I do have to come out and check that little lamb who's not doing great. I don't know. There's the ladies. They're having a fine morning. They don't know what I am talking about. I should turn you sideways because that's how we take video here. Okay, yeah, so I'm tired and I am sweaty. The temperature has come up. Well, I don't know. I feel like the temperature's come up a lot since it came out initially. Still have my headlamp on. Clearly don't need that anymore. All right, I'm going to try to get my day started. My non-farm day. Okay. Woo. It's Tuesday night. I'm back on the farm. No babies since this morning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is for these 2 lambs who were born yesterday, I'm going to weigh them and tag them and get them in our system. And then I'm also going to tag these ewes. So one thing about, we have always tagged our animals. Always. You can't really tell sheep apart from one another. You know, there's some that you can. Nosy Parker, because she's always, stepping on your body. But we've never had great luck with tagging. They always lose them. And maybe it's just because our animals graze and they can get into some brush, etc., and tear them. Or maybe I'm just bad at installing tags. I'm not sure. So anyway, we have a lot of animals that have lost their tags. And so everybody's getting re-tagged this lambing season. And from now on, we're going to put 2 tags in each animal. One identifies our farm as a USDA, our USDA number, premises ID, and also our scrapie flock identification number. So that's the traceable tag that says unlawful to remove. And then this other one is a management tag that it has our farm name and then the year, this year, and then an individual number. So ideally, this would be applied the year that the animal is born, so it would be easy for us to know how old an animal is. But since we're retagging everybody this year, kind of everybody's going to say 2024, and we're going to have to actually scan them and look in their records to see how old they are. Chris is going to come out to help me tag the ewes because I'm guessing they're not going to like it. And then I'll do the lambs. Okay, so this ewe from this morning is looking good. Baby looks good. They're relaxed and quiet. They had kind of a rough morning, so I wouldn't expect them to be super lively right now. But yeah, they look great. So these guys won't get processed today, just these day olds. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh. So this is the little ewe that this morning wasn't doing great. But I'm happy to say that a jacket, some medicines, she's very lively again. Okay. Okay, so this is that same obstetrical lube that we use for birth, but it is an antiseptic and it is a lubricant, and I use it for tagging too. Okay, so this is gonna hurt, like getting your ear pierced. There we go. Okay, one tag installed, and now we're gonna do the second one. So she got a management, and now she's gonna get a traceable one. Another purpose of putting 2 tags on is definitely so that we can still identify the animal if they lose one tag. We did we did start doing 2 tags a couple of years ago, but one of the tags we were using was a small brass tag, and we just didn't have good luck with those. I know other people use them. Okay, so now I'm gonna scan her. Okay, so I just saved a little U. This is a new software to me. I probably shouldn't be recording this because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, this little guy born this morning, he's knuckling over on this one foot. So we kind of already started without you because the camera died. But we're just gonna splint him. So that'll correct itself. All right, just look at him now. Standing right up. And he's color coordinated. His little jacket, his little splint. This crazy you is like, get out of here.
All right, back in.
Okay, yep. Back with Mama.
There you go,
Mama. Oh, okay. So we'll check that probably before he gets sent into Gen Pop. And hopefully it'll be right. Good morning. Okay, so it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning. We are 4 days into lambing. Things have not been good. I don't think I took a ton of video yesterday. I had to go off farm to get to go to the orthodontist. And that is really tough on me because I need in order for me to be up late and early, I need to take a nap in the day. And if I have to go somewhere, I miss my nap. It was a long day. We came out for chores. I'm not going to film any sheep at this moment, but I will. Because I'm done and I'm heading back into the barn and I need to wash up and I need like a serious like breakfast. So yeah, it's like 8:30. I've been out here since 4. Last night when we were doing chores, there was you who was at the very, very, very beginnings of labor. And so, so we went back inside and we watched her on the cameras to see how labor was developing. Like in young or inexperienced ewes, at least in my observation, like they can be a little dramatic and I feel like they exhibit like lambing behaviors earlier and for longer than an older ewe would. So anyway, she looked like she was at the very, very beginning of lambing. We kept an eye on her and we watched her on the camera and we checked out here every hour. But after 4 hours, there was still no water bag, which is the bag that the lamb is in. She wasn't really pushing. She wasn't, there were long periods of time where she was just, lying down or munching grass. So, so we decided that for us to go to bed at about 11 to sleep until 4 would be the best choice, and that hopefully she would lamb on her own during the night. There was no reason to expect that she wouldn't. So I woke up at 3 and she hadn't lambed. So I came out and did an internal. Oh, I did an internal last night at 11 before we went to bed, and she was not dilated at all. Like, so I was like, oh, she is just like, going through the motions just earlier than another you might. So I come out this morning, I give an internal. She is very narrow, like not dilating. I can feel a lamb behind her cervix, ready to go, hooves and nose, everything set, but she was not dilated. I mean, she wasn't, I feel like I'm really rambling here, but she wasn't dilated. We couldn't get the lamb out. I worked and worked and worked. So finally at 5:30, I'm trying not to panic and call the vet when I don't need them, just because I have that option, right? Just because I get scared and I want someone to hold my hand. So I'm trying to give it a college try. And Chris is here too. I don't want to say that I did all this work myself, because I didn't. So we tried to stretch her out, get her to open up so that we could pull that lamb through. And finally at 5:30, we threw in the towel and we called. So the vet came and she observed that she wasn't dilated. Again, this is another situation where we have a lamb who's been dead for a while. I can't say for sure when, but a while. Actually, I can look at the lamb's tongue and see how pale it is. I haven't done that, but so our choice was to euthanize the ewe or to do an emergency C-section. We did opt for the C-section. I do think the good decision making from a good farmer perspective would be to euthanize. But honestly, I was kind of curious about the C-section, and I just kind of wanted to give her a chance. I'm a little soft about all these guys. So I don't have any footage of the C-section, and if I did, I wouldn't show it. But yeah, so the vet came and she sedated her, and it was super cool. It was super cool to see a super experienced farm vet get to work, and it was a really impressive thing. Chris wasn't here, unfortunately, to watch, but he was able to watch on the cameras. So it was kind of a cool morning. She is looking really good. The vet gave her our sheep are wild. I know I've said this before and people are like, okay, right. But our sheep are really wild. And so she took more sedative than a typical sheep or goat. But it's a fine line between the right amount of sedative and the animal never waking up again. So, but the vet did it expertly. She was asleep for the time that she needed to be, and she woke up right on time. The last stitch was going in, and she was like, let's go. But anyway, she's resting really comfortably right now, and I'll get some footage of her later, but I'm going to leave her alone because she's had a lot of handling in the last day. She's got a lot of pain meds on board. So the vet said that we have there's some milestones in a recovery of an emergency C-section like this to indicate her long-term prognosis. She also said that usually ewes, what is the lady goat called? Doe. Ewes and does who do make it to the 10 days, they do typically live on to continue their breeding careers. So that was really great to hear. Also, I shared with the vet my lack of confidence. I feel like I'm always apologizing for being really soft about these animals. I'm always saying I know normal farmers, who do this for a living wouldn't pay this money, or they wouldn't do this treatment, or they wouldn't do that. And she said that's absolutely not true. She said there's a reason anyone who raises animals or works with livestock for their living, or as a choice, they do it because they love animals. And so they usually, if there's a surgical option within reason, she said that most people do it. So I feel validated. Yeah, it's been a long couple days. We have 25 views left to go, and I assume it's going to be more of the same. I think by the time this is over, I'm going to be BFFs with all the vets. Maybe not all of them. I don't know. Just depends who gets the luck of the draw. Who's on call when I'm in trouble. I'm just going to say one other thing. Yesterday when I went to my orthodontist appointment, I was exhausted. I mean, I fell asleep in the waiting room until some guy coughed and woke me up. So annoying. I'm sure I looked like garbage, right? Like I got dragged there behind a truck. And he was like, "How are you today?" Oh, I waited 45 minutes past my appointment time before I got called back. And so then he was like, "How are you today?" And I was like, "I'm not great. Like, I don't know if you knew this about me, but I'm a sheep farmer. I don't get a ton of sleep this time of year. I feel like shit." And what I didn't say is I did not need to spend an hour sitting in your waiting room. My hours are valuable to me. And I know everyone's hours are valuable to them, but like at this time of year, I am spread really, really thinly. So I was super salty about that. And then he did this thing like, "Oh, I could never do it. I mean, I know people who do it, but I could just never do it." And I'm like, "You're right. You never could." You don't have what it takes. I do want to say, like, when I get these responses from people, I don't think everyone should be farmers. I don't. But I do think that if you are an omnivore, when you meet a farmer, there's a correct way to respond. And that's not it. And I was flaming mad. I called my good girlfriend. Oh, well, the day just went downhill from there, and I'm not going to get into that. But I called my good girlfriend, and I gave her an earful for probably 30 minutes. And then I felt a little better. So thank you for that. You're always there when I need you, when I need to yell at somebody. And also, if you see a farmer, just don't do that bullshit. Just don't do it. How about like, "Oh my God, that's amazing. I love eating lamb." Or, "Oh my God, whatever." Think of another way. Like, and if you think the other way is like, "But aren't you sad?" That's the wrong thing too. And I don't know if any of this ranting is going to make it onto the blog, but this is what I have to say. Ugh. Okay. Today's going to be a better day. This you survived. We get meal delivery, and one of the meals I got is pancakes. And I'm going to go eat it, and we're going to turn this boat around. Okay, I'll check in later today. Bye-bye.